Hello everyone, and welcome back to our backyard garden. I am in my backyard picking some more grape tomatoes. So far the grape tomatoes are one of our best producer this summer. Also here I have some okra here, and that's what we're going to talk about, okra today. But here's an interesting fruit here. This is a grape tomato, but it's, look at that, it's fused together, it's like a twin. Beautiful. Alrighty, so before I talk a little bit about the okra plant, I want to touch up on the weather, the temperature. We're in the third week of July, and the temperature is just blazing hot. This week the temperature soared to triple-digit degree, over 100 degrees, so it's very hot. And I want to make this video to illustrate to you that some of the plants are heat-loving plants. They'll do just fine. Some will not make it. Some will suffer and probably die as a result of the heat wave. But today we want to talk quickly about okra. So here I have one of the green variety of okra. I really loved okra. My kids loved them. They need a lot of heat. Okra love heat. So I planted some of them I think in June, and it was kind of June gloom. It's a little cool, and some of them actually didn't make it. So I bought it again, replanted them again in late June, and sure enough, they are starting to grow and even producing a lot of fruit for me. And I've been picking them. I planted about 6 of them. And you can see here they are producing the fruit. This one is definitely ready to be picked, and you want to pick okra when they're really nice and tender and mature. Okay, sometimes you have to cut them because the stem here is very tough. But anyway, this one here might be too mature, and when it's too mature, you can't really eat them. They're very fibrous. Okay, so this is about 2.5 feet maybe. I think they are on the small side in terms of their growth. This one's barely 2 feet. And then again, okra, they require a lot of heat. They love the sun. So without sunlight, without the heat, they will not grow, and they don't do well. And I'm going to show you in the other part of my garden. Here I plant them about maybe 18 inches apart. It's fairly, it's close, but it's okay. It's not too close. And then I plant some lettuces along next to them, and the lettuces, look at the lettuce actually grow faster than they are. So the lettuce is pretty much done. They are about to bolt, except for those over there. They're underneath some of the shades, so they tend to continue to grow. The leaves can tend to continue to grow. But this guy here, look at this. They're like a string bean. It's so tall and thin, and they keep producing the leaves. Let me go back to the other side and show you more of the okra, and some of them in containers. I like to show you the one in container as well. So in this section here, I want to show you 2 more okra plants. Now this one here, this fellow here is very short, maybe 8 inches. I planted at the same time, but look like it's not growing, it's not developing into a mature plant, but it's trying to put out some fruit here, flower, as you can see here. On my right hand side, this is one of the variety I think I planted earlier, and again this one is not even growing at all. This one is even planted earlier than the one on the left side. Let me look at this real quickly, and this one says Okra Annie Oakley 2. I guess that's the name of the variety, but it doesn't matter. It's not growing, it's not producing anything now. It's very thin. Okra can grow up to 4 feet tall. My old house, my okra grow to 4 feet tall and produce lots of fruit. But here, there's not much sunlight here. You can see here. you know, in the backdrop there are the bitter melon trellis, and here are my beautiful opal or calabash gourd. They continue to rise up to the top to catch the sunlight, and look at it, they are just absolutely gorgeous plant. So this is one of the best looking plants so far in this section, because it likes a little bit of shade, but it likes to, you know, it likes the sunlight and has plenty of trellis space to grow, so it tends to do very well. And this plant, as you can see, it's just like a monster. Look at that. And by the way, I trim off a lot of leaves here because some of the leaves are affected, and then some of the leaves are, you know, slowly dying out, so you trim them off and just leave the healthy one. And on top there, they're just absolutely beautiful. So let's move on and let's continue with the okra. So this one here is about maybe 12 inches and very thin. Look at that, so thin. I don't think it's going to produce anything, but I'm just going to leave them like that. So let's move on to this side. Alrighty, so here we are at this corner here, and this one here is in a container. Normally I don't like to plant things in a container because I don't think the container soil well able to sustain the plant for very long, because, you know, after all, container, the soil, the nutrients will be depleted, and you have to continually add nutrients to the container. But here, this plant's already producing a lot of fruit so far, and every cut here you see there, that's a fruit there, that was a fruit there, that was a fruit. So far this one produced 3 fruits for me already. And every other day I come out here and try to pick the fruit, and here's another one. Oh, let me be very careful. Okay, so it's a little tough now because hopefully it's not too mature. Okay. Oh my God, all right, so here we are. Here's another one. So this one is in a nice, decent container. It's a very big container, maybe 20 gallon, I think. And the plant has developed into about maybe 2 feet, maybe almost 2 feet tall. The size of it, the growth of it, it's not too bad. It's all right. It's not as tall and big as I wanted to. It's only about maybe 18 inches, 2 feet. You know, normally I would like to grow up to 3 to 4 feet tall. So this is one of the container. But as you can see, the container, the one in the container, do better than the one on the ground over there, right? So because this one, I have the flexibility to move it around. So this spot has some sunlight, so I move it here. And the soil, I think it's pretty good, pretty decent. So that's why it's doing okay. So let's move on. I want to show you 2 more. Here's another one in a container. So the container soil on this one, it's similar to the one over on the one I just showed you. And this one I've been harvesting the fruit as well. As you can see the cut here, one here, and there's another cut here. And these 2 here will probably be ready within a day or 2. So again, harvest them early as possible. Let me do a quick comparison between the fruit. I think the fruit on the left is slightly mature. This one is pretty mature. I can tell you that. The one, you see that is so long, and it's probably kind of mature. How you can tell the maturity? By actually pinching the tip here. If it doesn't break, that means the fruit is too mature. Oh, so it breaks, so it's good. So it still has some resiliency in there, and the fruit is good. So this is another one that is in a container. I continue to add compost and fertilizer, fish fertilizer, and it seems to do okay. Even though with the heat wave, I just water it as soon as I come back. And let me turn around, and this is another one here I planted. I believe this one I planted from seed, I believe. And this one's already giving me 1, 2, 3, 4 fruits so far. So they produce, you know, after you plant about 6 to 12 plants, you can get a lot of fruit out of them. But not all at once, obviously. They produce few days. So by a week, you'll have a basket, nice, decent basket of fruits. So this one is about maybe 24 inches height. This spot didn't have enough sunlight until this month. As you can see, this is in the evening, in the afternoon, and now the sun is shining from the west. Now, you know, you get plenty of sunlight. During the daytime, you probably get a lot of sunlight as well. So okra is a heat-loving plant. They love the heat. They need a lot of heat to grow, to do well, and they need at least 8 hours sunlight in order for them to thrive. Typically, like I mentioned earlier, they grow to 3 to 4 feet tall, and they bush out and they produce a lot of flowers and fruit. And the flowers and fruits are just beautiful. I didn't have a chance to show you. Oh no. All right, so that's our okra in container and on the ground. Beautiful okra, green okra. Well, please post a comment if you have any comments, and tell me how's your climate in your zone. Is it how your plants are doing? Are they suffering? Are they coping okay with the hot weather? Well, please subscribe to our channel, and we come back to make more video for you. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again.